Nothing. I ask myself a lot of questions in regards to all of the narratives that are in place as a distraction between you or me and the creator, the source of all. So I asked myself this morning, grand rising to all, sunrise to all, power to all. The question, or the quest I on, was, who is the movement, or who are in control of the movement that gathers Gog and Magog, God and Magog. The G is silent on the end. What movement is that? Are those who debunk the narrative of the King James version of the Bible, and believe beyond that? Just say for those, or someone like me, that I don't denounce that a Jesus existed, but it was not what is portrayed in the King James version. Catch that word, the version. He created a virtual construct. So in my knowledge of studying, he was really he transferred the demonology, everything that he learned. There's no way for you to decipher something and not pick up the knowledge of that magic, or that engineering. There's no possible way. So as he was studying demonology, he learned how to incorporate that into this version. Okay, so that's my thought on that. Now I'm gonna switch tracks, go into hypnosis, and hypnosis is also a part of that magic. And because I have personal on-hand experience of how of being an experiment to be used in hypnosis, I definitely, when I broke out of it, broke the spell, started studying it, and not just studying how people are able to do it. Like, you see people like young Pharaoh and throughout his videos using his hand gestures. As long as you're watching someone do, continuously moving their hand a particular way, that's a form of hypnosis. And I'm not saying that is what he is doing. I'm just showing you an example. I also studied the history that they've given us or have hidden from us. And Benjamin Franklin had a lot to do with taking the knowledge from different people that had breakthroughs on hypnosis. As a matter of fact, there's one scientist that actually was able to conduct surgery on over 2,000 patients with no anesthetics, with no pain medicine, nothing. Major surgeries under hypnosis without them feeling pain. Now, when I get my information or look for information, or I go to Goodwill, or I go to the thrift and I find books, or I go to the library when they're selling their books, I usually try to look for books that are in the Library of Congress. Catch that. Or are patent through the Library of Congress. If I read online about an individual and they're not in the Smithsonian records or the Vatican records or the Library of Congress, I kind of disregard their information. And the reason why I do that, because what is so important about that individual, that their works make it into the Library of Congress, which those books and all of this information right now, if there was a earth-shattering reset, fire, brimstone, blah blah blah, all of that, them books will be able to be archived and brought back out. Everything else on top of, everything else on the surface would be wiped away, and they would be able to reset off of the information that's in there. Books like Charlotte's Web, Eliot is there. He's there in the Library of Congress, because that whole book, through their secret society, was knowledge for the children, their children. And right now I'm not trying to look at the division. I'm just trying to give you the information that has come through me. And I am by no means saying that everybody has been brainwashed, and some people that commit certain crimes, that they're part, they were, fucked by the system. I'm not saying that, because there are beings that were created through genetic splicing. And that's where you get the Neanderthal. There it goes again. That word just not roll off of my tongue the way it should. I don't, but that's the information that comes from me. This is what has been given to me. Those beings are, have a tendency to gear closer to nature. As a matter of fact, you have beings that you can't see their goosebumps, like me. I get chills, but I don't get the physical goosebumps. That's because my DNA is not so connected to the animal nature. And people who get their hair is like, their bumps are like, you could just see them like a mile away. That's because that mechanism is still strong in them, that during the genetic reconstruction, their beastly nature is still connected. You know, animals, when their hairs stand up, that's their sign of their goosebumps. And when your goosebumps because your hair is still so long, and you'd have to study it or look it up for yourself. The information is there. I'm not going to go on and on because, again, I start talking in circles, you know, and I don't want to lose anyone in my circles. I definitely don't want to drag anyone in my sewage, but I don't like to use that word. I know that this message will get to, if it's not one or many, someone in all. I'm going to go back through my videos and see which ones I need to go ahead and do a continuation of. And power. No matter where they're trying to block the sun's power, they can't block it because the sun is still there. The sun is still there. It's just behind the clouds. So they can't block nothing because the sun is always there as far as we can see. And when you can't see it through their clouds, you can close your eyes and imagine that it's still there. So it's still there. Now, take that out for the day. Power.